Okay, let's fight through this. The perpendicular number lines which intersect to divide a coordinate plane into four regions are called axes. And what it's talking about here are the number lines in a graph. See, this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. And these intersect to create four planes. 1, 2, 3, 4. These lines meet at a point called the origin. The origin is right here, where it's 0. This is the 0, right? That's the origin. When graphing two equations, if their lines are parallel, they are inconsistent. When you have two equations and you graph them and their lines are parallel, they're inconsistent. In an ordered pair, the x-coordinate or horizontal is the x-coordinate because it's a horizontal line. The y-coordinate is a vertical line. Or horizontal of a point is given first, right? So when you write it in parentheses, you always put the x first and then the y. The blank is the distance of a point from the x-axis. The blank is the distance of a point from the x-axis. The ordinate. The four regions of the coordinate plane are called quadrants. The y-axis is the vertical axis. Whoops, spelled it wrong. And the graph of a blank equation is a straight line. The graph of a simultaneous equation, no, of a consistent, I'm sorry, no, of a dependent equation is a straight line. The blank equation form identical lines when graphed. The blank equation form identical lines of the graph. Dependent. Okay, so that means that the other one has to be wrong, right? Let's see. Dependent. Simultaneous. A simultaneous equation. I was right the first time. It's simultaneous. Simultaneous equation is a straight line. Linear equations with only one common solution are called, I don't know, linear equations with only one common, oh, those are simultaneous. So if it's the graph of a blank equation is a straight line, the graph of a linear equation the graph of a linear equation is a straight line. Linear equations with only one common solution are called simultaneous equations or consistent. Okay, here they want us to solve these equations either using the substitution or addition method. You look at the equation and you figure out which one's easier. Whenever x is by itself, it's usually easier, but here we have the x's are the same. In other words, the coefficient of x is the same. So instead of using the substitution method, which is the one I would use whenever x or y is by itself, I'm going to use the addition method, and I'm going to change the sign of all of the top numbers or top terms. So I get negative x plus x, that equals 0. Then negative y and a negative 2y, I add since the signs are the same, so that gives me a negative 3y. And negative 12 plus 2 is a negative 9. Now what do? I divide by the coefficient of y to get what y is. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1. Negative 9 divided by negative 3 is positive 3. So y equals plus 3. Okay, so now that we know that y equals 3, we're going to plug it into the equation over here, one of the equations, and we're going to get x plus, since y equals 3, so x plus 3 equals 11. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides to get x by itself. And get x equals 8. Because 11 minus 3 is 8. So x equals 8, y equals 3. That's my answer. Okay, here, since we have x plus y equals 30, and none of the x coefficients are the same, or the y coefficients are the same, I'm going to use substitution. So I'm going to subtract y from both sides to get x by itself. That gives me x equals 30 minus y. Now that I know that x is the same as 30 minus y, I could substitute 30 minus y wherever I see x in the bottom equation. So 3 times 30 minus y minus 2y equals 25. 3. Alright, my phone rang. I had to answer it. I don't remember where I was at, but I'm just going to start from here. Okay, so we've got 3 times 30 minus y minus 2y equals 25. So I'm going to multiply the 3 times everything inside the parentheses. That's going to give me 90 minus 3y minus 2y equals 25. 90, I'm going to combine like terms, so I've got 3y and 3y. Negative 3y equals a negative 5y equals 25. I'm going to move the knowns to one side and unknowns to the other. So I'm going to get rid of this 25 here. But what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to take 25 away from this side. I'm going to add 5y to this side. That cancels this out. But I'm going to add 5y to this side. So what I get is 90 minus 25 is 70. I'm sorry, it's 65. Equals 5y. And I'm going to divide by 5 to get what y is. And y equals 13. Now that I know what y is, I'm going to go back to my original equation. Actually, no, I'm not going to go back to my original equation. I'm going to plug y in here, and that's going to tell me what x is. Since y is 13, x is 30 minus 13, which is 17. So x is 17, y equals 13.